Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be reviewing a sort of underrated graphic novel. I don't really hear that many people talk about this book. It's called Wonder Woman, The True Amazon. It's by Jill Thompson, who both writes and draws this book. It's just a beautifully drawn and beautifully told sort of fairy tale-esque version of the Wonder Woman story and the Wonder Woman origin story, to be specific. And what's sort of interesting about this retelling of the origin, Diana in this story is not the altruistic, incredibly nice, caring, selfless individual that we usually see her as. She's actually a total brat who treats everybody in Themyscira fairly poorly. She's a spoiled, princess, essentially. And it was sort of interesting seeing Diana in this light because we never really see her like this. And the story basically shows her sort of growing into the role of Wonder Woman as we would know her, to be, that more selfless, caring hero by having her start out as, very unlikable, very selfish and whiny. She's a brat. She's a whiny brat. And it was a different take on the Wonder Woman origin story that I hadn't really seen before. And I think if you're wanting something a little different than what you're used to with Wonder Woman, if you want to see Diana be a more flawed character than we usually see, then I think this is actually a really, really good book to get, because it just does a really good job of telling the origin story of Wonder Woman sort of from a, different angle. What if Wonder Woman herself wasn't really the, incredibly caring, peaceful, role model that she was from the very beginning? What if she had to grow into that role? And this book does a really good job telling that story. It's not very long, but like I said, it is very beautifully drawn. Jill Thompson did an amazing job writing and drawing the book. It's a very emotional book at certain parts. In other parts, it's funny and, action-packed. It's got pretty much everything you'd want from a Wonder Woman story, just told from, a different point of view. What if Wonder Woman herself was, a little more flawed in the beginning? Overall, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It is a good book. I definitely recommend reading it if you are a Wonder Woman fan. Maybe not as a starting point, because it is sort of a different take on the character as to how we're used to. But if you want a different take on Wonder Woman, if you want something a little different, then I'd say this is definitely worth it. It's not very expensive. As you can see, it's not very long to read, so I'd say definitely check it out. Jill Thompson did a very good job with Wonder Woman, The True Amazon.